We are live from Crusaders headquarters. I am King Nico, and if you are watching this, you are the resistance. So I've got some decodes today. Welcome to Monday, August 24th. We have the 1331 decodes, nanotechnology. We are going to go over the convergence of technology because it's converging right now to become one big superpower on Earth that humanity will no longer be able to keep contained, right? So it's getting out of hand. I want to show you the decodes. So nanotechnology, this is what we're talking about. Welcome to the nano revolution. Nanotechnology equals 1331. From Tuesday, September the 11th, 2001 to Tuesday, March 16th, 2027 is 1331 weeks and 0 days. So March 16, 316, 2027. We're going to come back to that. What happened? So there is a computer in the sky, and its name is 1331 equals 1331. So I just showed you there is a computer in the sky and its name is 1331 equals 1331. Nanotechnology equals 1008. Nanotechnology equals 1331. Nanotechnology also equals 1260. There's the date duration to March 16, 2027 from September 11, 1331 weeks. Tuesday, March 16th, 2027 equals 1008 in the satanic cipher. So there's your 1008, which equals 1008 nanotechnology. So the date, so nanotechnology equals the time frame and the date that it falls on. So this Tuesday, March 16, 2027 has a lot to do with nanotechnology, the final piece for the AI computer, then the nanotech. The sun and the moon equals 1331. Twin eclipses equals 1331, and 1331 eclipse equals 1331. So the eclipses are most likely man-made now, thanks to Proba 3. They can simulate eclipses on demand. I have a whole playlist folder talking about that. Computer in the sky equals 1260. Nanotechnology equals 1260. There's your September 11th. September 11th equals 1260. Jesus the Messiah equals 1331. So there it is. This is why Jesus has to come. So Jesus the Messiah is 1331. Nanotechnology is 1331. And when AI and nanotechnology converge, it will be the end of humanity. The convergence of all technology equals 1331 in the satanic cipher. Convergence. Here's a slide of the 1260s that I've had since last year. So we discovered the 1260 decode and it's still coming up in everything right now. The convergence. So I've been talking about a convergence of technology. So the convergence. Fallen angels return to earth. Hell the Antichrist, slave of Satan, fallen angels as return as AI. The convergence equals 1404. So look at the decodes here. Mark of the beast equals 1404. So obviously the mark of the beast will come from the convergence. And what in the world is converging right now? It's technology, it's AI, it's surveillance, it's internet, it's robots, it's nanotech, it's everything to do with technology is now being implanted with AI brains, making these things super, right? The strong delusion is 1404. So the convergence, mark of the beast, and the strong delusion, 1404. Angels ruled earth equals 666. The fallen angel, 666. The beast system eclipse is 1218. Artificial intelligence, 1218. Convergence equals 666. So convergence is 666. The convergence is 1404. The mark of the beast is 1404. Convergence equals basically both. Convergence equals the mark of the beast, 1404, and convergence equals the number of the beast, 666. Angel and machine equals 666, because I've been following this from day one. I'm the only person to come up with this theory, and now the decodes are proving it. CERN, when they switched on 1086 weeks after 9/11, that was it. They were taking the essence or whatever they were able to do, the molecular structure of these angels. Once they located them in their pits, in their prisons, they were able to teleport them through CERN, Large Hadron Collider, and impregnate them into this world, into the technology, into the AI. Angel and machine, 666. So Jordan Stewart says, yo, what up, Sneeko? I feel so alone. Everyone in this world is just blowing my mind. Yep, the world is totally corrupted right now. Sorry for reaching out aggressively, but I really think we should start getting this revolution together. Like in military-like setting. I can't believe everybody is just sleeping. No, well, I can't say too much, because obviously I am the leader of the resistance. And let me tell you, there is a resistance. So just, yeah, we need to keep growing and not putting all our information on the internet. Like, you don't see me every day. There's no need for me to be showing up, posting everything I'm doing, what I'm eating for breakfast, none of that. I won't be doing that. I'll come on, share the decode. I've had these decodes for months, right? I sit on information like this now. Basically, I'm giving a chance to all the other so-called truthers and decoders, right? And fake Christians to maybe have a chance to decode it, but no one ever does until I decide to post it. Then that information is out there. And look, we have Decoding with Cody. He's just popped in, along with Gematrinator 85. So they're all here watching and taking in the decodes. So we'll be sure that they'll be popping up sooner or later on their channels, because my decodes are the master decodes, right? So machine possession. So angel and machine is 666. The machines are possessed. Machine possession of the fallen angels equals 1218. Artificial intelligence equals 1218. Doomsday comes out on 1218. Angels of fornication, 1218, right? AI possessed by angels equals 1296. Fallen angels equals 1296. We had the mass witchcraft ritual here on 1296 weeks. Like I said, it would happen. It was July 14th. And AI Trojan horse equals 1008. And what is that Trojan horse? It's nanotechnology. And the AI military world games, 1404. And why is that showing up? Because so from Wednesday, March 11th, 2020 to Thursday, November 2nd, 2023 is 1331 days. So we got some dates here that you should be recognizable. Wednesday, March 11th, 2020 was when the World Health Organization declared the COVID a pandemic. That was the day. So 1331 days later brought us to Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. So why would this date be significant? And from that date, November 2nd, 2023, which happens to be the middle point between this decode here, the date durations, and we get another 1331 days. That brings us to Friday, June 25th, 2027. So there's your 1331s. There's the date durations. So let's find out what's going on. Appreciate it, Jordan. So check this out. The IDF has publicly highlighted and promoted its use of artificial intelligence platforms, such as the target creation system known as Habsora, the gospel, to rapidly process intelligence and exponentially increase the volume of generated military targets during active conflict. The IDF's announcement on November 2nd, 2023, right? So there's your November 2nd, 2023. So 1331 days after the pandemic was announced, we land on the IDF going public with their artificial intelligence system known as the gospel, right? So the IDF, which is the Israel Defense Forces, they went public with a statement saying that they use and have been using and testing and advancing artificial intelligence in their warfare. AI warfare. Wow. So now we've come to the military world games, right? AI military world games. What's happening is an international multi-sport event for military athletes organized every 4 years by the International Military Sports Council, guided by the motto, friendship through sport. The upcoming 8th Military World Summer Games will take place in the Carolinas, USA from June 25th to July 4th, 2027. June 25th is our second date, which is 1331 days. So we got two 1331 days. So from the pandemic to 1331 days later, it falls on November 2nd, which happened to be the day that the IDF went public with their artificial intelligence warfare systems. And they called it the gospel, Habsora, which is Hebrew or Jewish for the gospel. And then from the IDF's public statement, 1331 days later will bring us to the opening of the 2027 Military Sports Games on Friday, June 25th, 2027. And it will end on Independence Day, the United States of America's Independence Day, July 4th, 1331. And if you know anything about what these military games are about and what the IDF announced on November 2nd with implementing artificial intelligence systems into their warfare, the Military World Games will be all about AI. And that equals 1404, which is the mark of the beast. Artificial intelligence created jabs equals 666. AI jabs is 1104, slave of Satan, hell the Antichrist. And genetic tampering equals 726, Antichrist. So let's go back to Tuesday, March 16th, because the 1331 weeks from September 11th is huge, and it falls on Tuesday, March 16th, which has the gematria of 1008, Tuesday, March 16th, 2027, 1008, nanotechnology, 1008, and 1331. And there's your 1331 weeks from September 11th. September 11th equals 1260, nanotechnology, 1260. Computer in the sky equals 1260, right? And then we have convergence of all technology, 1331. Jesus the Messiah, 1331. So they're now reaching levels that only Jesus can take down in this world now with the convergence of AI, nanotechnology, and robotics. So what is Tuesday, March 16th? So March 2027 on a whole happens to be the month that has a surprisingly dense concentration of nano-related events. What events are taking place? From March 4th to March 6th, 2027, we have the Global Conference on Material Science and Nanotechnology, located in Singapore. From March 15th to the 17th, with the 16th being obviously right in the middle, we have the Nano VA 2027, which has taken place also, again, in Singapore. On March 16th, which happens to fall exactly 1331 weeks after 9/11, is the IC2 NAM listing, which is another nanotechnology related event, which is happening in Guangzhou, China. From March 18th to the March 20th, we have the World Nanotechnology Conference taking place in Singapore. From March 22nd to the 23rd, we have the Nanomedicine and Nanotechnology Conference listing taking place in Rome. And from March 23rd to the 25th, we have Nano World 2027 in Bangkok. The decodes do not lie. I have been on point with everything. And I am telling you right now, starting December 1st, which falls 13, 16 weeks from 9/11, we're going to start hearing more of nano AI medicine jabs being formed, and people would already be taking it. And then on March 16th next year, and all around the whole of March 2027 happens to be Nanotechnology Month, with the conferences happening from the first week all throughout to the very last week of March. This is huge. This is absolutely mind-blowing. And if you've been following and know how accurate I've been and on point, and on the dates where I said that something along these lines would happen and then it did, this is going to be huge. I'm not wrong. We're going to see a rise in nanotechnology. Welcome to the nano revolution. And I've discovered it all by the numbers. This is absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe nobody is looking at this through a biblical lens. People are looking at it, but they're obviously hiding it. And then we have the Sodomites and the Masonic Brotherhood posing as Christians and truthers, decoding around the truth, right? You gotta. Good to see you. Sue Politos has made it good to see you today. I'm so happy. And hello to the chat. Yeah, this is a great decode. I want to show you some videos quickly to prove my point. Again, always feel like I have to prove something, but look, it's all right there. And it's like, basically, it's like, I told you so, right? So let me go to, actually, wait. Yeah, let me just go to YouTube. We're going to go to,
World Humanoid Robot Games is underway in Beijing.
Can you guys hear everything? So look what's taken place. So this was posted yesterday on every world news media. Let me just make sure you can see this. If I go like this, what does that do to the screen? Okay, perfect. So watch this.
China's second World Humanoid Robot Games is underway in Beijing. The bots are
China's second Humanoid World Robot Games has taken place. take this in now, right? So this is a humanoid robot Olympics.
Competing in a wide range of events such as boxing, sprints, household chores, and even firefighting. One manufacturer says its humanoid bot has already run faster than Usain Bolt. Laura Bicker has that story.
Before the games had even begun, a robot smashed the 100-meter world record. Rather fittingly, it's called lightning. Speed isn't the problem, braking is. And after the finish line, it looked like it needed to lie down. This display of precision, power, and programming isn't just to prove robots can jump high. It's to show how far this technology has come. As competitors lined up in a packed stadium, China choreographed an opening ceremony to showcase its technological ambitions.
I'm very surprised by the improvements. I feel very proud of our country's technological advancement. I hope my daughter can one day work in this industry and contribute to our nation.
Almost every team here is Chinese, but the real competition extends far beyond the arena. It mirrors a much larger race with the United States.
There's no doubt China's robots have made advances in the last year, but the question investors want to know is not just how fast they can run, but can they actually fold laundry? Can this technological spectacle step out of the sporting arena and be of some use in your home?
And now, even housework is a competitive sport. Points are lost for dropped items and collisions. And yes, in the future, apparently even our pets are robots. China is already a global leader in humanoid robotics. It's attracting attention in Washington. Donald Trump has moved to restrict imports of some new Chinese products. But this country's biggest challenge isn't building these machines. It's turning them into something millions of people actually want to buy. Laura Bicker, BBC News, Beijing.
Wow. Oh, wow. So it was just yesterday that the games hadn't even fully begun yet. A robot smashed Usain Bolt's 100-meter record. So the humans have already been surpassed, not just average humans, the best of humanity has been surpassed by humanoid AI nanotechnology robots. The news can't believe it. Trump is trying to ban any imports of it, even though he's probably getting the military to try and get them so they could find out how China's doing it and make their own, right? This is absolutely horrifying. Yes, this is not bogus news. This is on BBC. This is worldwide. Humans, the best of humans, like Usain Bolt was already like the Flash, like the robot's name is Lightning, right? We have Michael Phelps, the world's best swimmer. He's basically Aquaman. These robots have surpassed the best humanity has ever produced on the Olympic world record, Guinness World Record breaking level, right? And this is just the beginning. And what did I tell you would happen? And now look at the decodes. We have nanotechnology joining the party for the convergence, because what has just converged? We had AI, we've had robotics doing robot things for decades, but now AI has converged with robotics, and now they're beating the best of humanity just like that. Yes, Sue, I've been telling you about the AI robotic uprising and the AI takeover, but no one wants to listen. No one wants to share the word. No one wants to share the research that I've done for years now. So it's all here. And now we're going to have nanotechnology convergence. We've got Sky News. We have China robot beats Usain Bolt's 100-meter world record. This just took place yesterday, hours ago. So everything I've said seems to be coming true. And everything that I've been saying looks like it's already set up to come true in the near future by the decode, by the date durations, right? Look at this. What have I been showing you? Everything I told you about Atlas robot. Atlas was at the World Cup. Were you at the World Cup? No, because I know I wasn't at the World Cup, but Atlas robot was with his new AI brain. The convergence of technology is taking place, and there's nothing we could do to stop it. Every human's about to be replaced. I've been saying this. You think you travel to your office and you're in your little blouse and blazer and suit and tie and you're clicking away on your computer and you're taking phone calls and you're tapping away in BlackBerry, feeling important. But let me tell you, these robots are going to come and eclipse everyone's workflow just like that. And it will be just the smart thing to do for any CEO or owner of any company or business to remove a human workforce, replace them with the robots or an AI software system, and that will be it. What have I been saying? The only one saying it for over a decade now. And I got the receipts and the timestamps to prove it. Okay, let me go back. Fools. It's all taken place. There's John 3:16. So remember, March 16th is when this convergence amps up with the nanotechnology getting involved with the AI and robotics together. Yeah, Nanotechnology Conference 2027. Let's check this out. So the 12th edition of World Nanotechnology Conference. And look when it's taken place, March 2027. So here's a little bit about it. We are delighted to invite you to the 12th edition of World Technology Conference, World Nano 2027, scheduled to be held from March 18th to the 20th, 2027. Remember the decode I just showed you? It's all right here, 1331. Guys need to pay attention, please, because I've been showing you, and I'm like 10 predictions on the trot now in a row, accurately predicted, on point. And it's happening in Singapore and virtually, so you'll be able to watch it online. So this prestigious global event will focus on the theme, advancing nanotechnology for innovation and future technologies, highlighting the transformative role of nanoscience in addressing global challenges and driving technological progress. Nano Conference will bring together a diverse group of participants, including nanotechnologists, researchers, scientists, engineers, academicians, industry professionals, and students from across the world. So it provides an excellent, so forget this, we know what's going on. That's the cover story. That's to make it feel human and progressive and advancing and cure for cancer type stuff, right? They're not after that. They're trying to get your soul. So World Nano 27 will cover a wide range of topics closely related to the field, including nanomaterials, nanomedicine, right? I wonder what nanomedicine is going to be. I've been telling you and showing you, but no one cares to listen until it's forced upon you down your throat at McDonald's or your Tim Hortons drive-through. You got to take your nanomedicine. That's the mark of the beast. Nanoelectronics, nanophotonics, nanosensors, nanofabrication, and nanobiotechnology. The event will also highlight advancements in energy, nanotechnology, environmental applications, drug delivery systems. They want access to your bloodstream. And the integration of nanotechnology with artificial intelligence and advanced manufacturing. There is the key sentence I've been telling you about for years. It's finally taken place 1331 weeks after 9/11. The integration of nanotechnology with artificial intelligence. It's completely over. I promise you that. We are in the end times officially, because I have predicted this years ago. All my decodes have led up to this very moment, from the release of the fallen angels to them being put into the system, from me spotting it as it happened, before it happened. And here we are. The final product is upon us. Your decodes is just incredible. God bless Nico. Your videos are literally going to save souls. I told you, I know what Satan has done, what his plan is, what the mark of the beast is. I've been telling you, God, since 2018, right? 17, 16. The convergence. Let's go back to the decodes quickly, because I posted this months ago. Where's the convergence, right? Here it is, the convergence. What is convergence? Let's go to ChatGPTs, get some friggin' information here. What is convergence in regards to technology? So, what is the convergence? So in technology, convergence means different technologies that used to operate separately increasingly come together and work as one interconnected system. So think about a smartphone. It combines technologies that once existed as separate devices. The telephone for calling, camera for photography and video, MP3 player for music, GPS system for navigation, a computer for internet, your wallet for your credit cards and your debit cards, your gaming console for gaming, and your microphone for recording. All of that you can now have in one single device. That's a convergence, right? And of course, Apple had to be the company for the convergence, an apple with a bite in it, right? That's technological convergence. Multiple technologies merging into a single platform. So where AI fits in, AI is accelerating convergence because it can act as a common intelligence layer connecting different technologies. For example, AI plus robotics plus cameras plus sensors plus internet plus cloud computing plus voice recognition, you get autonomous robots that can perceive their environment, understand instructions, make decisions, and communicate with other systems. Another example, AI plus smartphones plus biometrics plus digital identity plus payments plus cloud services equals a phone becoming a central identity communication, authentication, and financial platform. The bigger idea, there are several types of convergence. There's your device. So let's tell it we want AI. What is this? Okay. AI, robotics, medicine, and nanotechnology. Bam, Canada. So we have Mr. Vincenzo in the house with 1,000 jewels with a GOAT trophy. Thank you, brother, for contributing and sharing these jewels. I honestly have no idea what these jewels are, but now I have 1,000 of them. So thank you, Fam Canada. Let's go, Nico. They can try and stop us, but they can't. Great work, says Love Butterfly. Great work, Nico. You have definitely taught us a lot, and we are very grateful. I told you about nanotechnology. The decode showed me. It's here now. Yeah, how in the hell did Fam Canada do that? Like I said, Love Butterfly, I don't even know what these jewels are, but I hope it's money. Apple with a bite, and yep, bruh. Oh God, lots of comments. Yep, in the Adam and Eve bite of the apple, I get it. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. I don't think anybody else does. I mean, we do, but the world doesn't. Makes me cry. Evil, so evil. It's evil. I mean, real evil. And with less regulation and safety, environmental measures in China to protect advancement of techno companies. So yes, AI and robotics and medicine and nanotechnology is a particularly important example of technological convergence. The idea is that each field becomes more powerful when combined with the others. So this is like we're living in some kind of Marvel movie right now with Thanos converging all these infinity stones to make him some kind of god of the universe. This is what the convergence is. And when you put AI into robotics, into medicine with nanotechnology, they make each other stronger, right? Like we need that. So AI provides the decision making and pattern recognition layer, analyzes medical images and patient data, helps discover new drugs, controls or assists robots, predicts biological behavior, and optimizes complex experiments. Notice how it says predicts biological behavior. You cannot predict life, right? Life and miracles cannot be predicted. So now we have AI that's going to predict your biological behavior. And according to that prediction, which is just a prediction, it could administer you something that you don't need, or, and end up killing you, right? You predict your biology. People, you cannot predict that, right? The body does what the body does. Like you could either help it or you could help the demise of it according to how you live your life, what you pollute it with, you know what I mean? So again, AI is dangerous. Dangerous. Robotics. So robotics provides the physical action layer. So surgical robots, rehabilitation robots, laboratory automation, robotic prosthetics, micro robots being researched for medical applications. And then we got the medicine. Medicine provides the biological application, diagnosing disease, delivering treatments, regenerative medicine, personalized medicine, cancer research, gene and cell therapies. Nanotechnology provides the extremely small scale engineering layer, nanoparticle drug delivery, biosensors, medical imaging, targeted therapies, nano-engineered materials, research into nanoscale devices. So now we're going to put them together. So they're already pretty powerful by themselves. So now let's converge them, right? And remember, convergence equals 666, and the convergence equals 1404, the mark of the beast, the strong delusion. 2 Thessalonians, right? So you can think of the convergence as AI understands, nanotechnology operates at tiny scales, medicine defines the biological problem, and robotics performs the physical actions. So the robot is the body for the AI brain. For example, researchers could combine AI plus nanoscale drug delivery technology plus medical diagnostics plus robotic laboratory systems to create increasingly automated systems for developing and administering treatments. The important distinction is that this is a real technological convergence. Again, this is a real technological convergence, but it doesn't mean all four technologies have already merged into one system. Much of the integration is still at the research, clinical development, or early commercial stage. So we've been on this before any of this research or medical practice stage. Like I've told you what was going to happen, and now this thing is telling us it is real, it is in the research stages, and it will eventually merge and converge to become some super powerful entity, right? So a useful way to visualize the overall convergence is AI, robotics, and then convergence of nanotechnology and medicine. And before those four other technologies often enter the same ecosystem. So biotechnology, genetics, quantum computing, advanced materials, sensors, cloud computing, and brain-computer interfaces. Wow. So how powerful once fully converged will it all eventually become? Wow. So it says, wow, potentially extremely powerful, but not in the sense of one magical technology. The real power comes from the technologies amplifying one another. So with AI robotics, yeah, thank you, Love Butterfly says, good question there, Nico. So if AI robotics, medicine, and nanotechnology mature and become deeply integrated, you could get something resembling a closed-loop technological system. Sense, analyze, design, manufacture, treat, measure, learn, improve. And what could that mean? AI could analyze enormous amounts of biological and medical data and design potential treatments. So like I said, AI designed treatments. Let me go to my decode quickly because I have that decoded. Where is it? Artificial intelligence created BACCINES is 666, right? And that's what we're going through now. I told you this would happen. For genetic tampering, it's all to do with the Antichrist. Where were we? ChatGPT. So robots could automate laboratories, surgery, manufacturing, and physical assistance. So you're going to have surgery performed on you by a robot. Nanotechnology could allow medicines and diagnostic systems to operate at cellular or molecular scales. A medicine biotechnology could turn those capabilities into actual interventions in the human body. So the biggest acceleration could come from automation of scientific discovery instead of a human researcher manually doing one experiment at a time. AI could propose experiments, robots could perform them, instruments could collect the results, and AI could analyze those results and propose the next experiment. That creates a feedback loop. AI experiment data, AI better experiment, better data. And what the hell is it talking about experiment and data? Like this thing, what is it experimenting on? What is the, like, that's us, humans. We are the experiment. We are now become the lab rats for the AI to experiment on, to collect data, to make predictions, right? Are you not seeing how this thing is talking to me and what it's telling us is going to happen once the convergence of all these technologies take place, and how extremely powerful it will become, and what it could and theoretically will be doing or won't be doing? But what it will be doing is experimenting and collecting data. And where's it going to be experimenting and collecting data from? Humans. Us, the people. The Matrix doesn't seem like a like a sci-fi movie anymore now, does it? Because this thing is talking like it's about to lock us in a human prison where we're trapped in a digital world, where we're dreaming, where we think we're living. It's going to be a simulation created by the AI. I'm not going to be experimented on, that's for sure. So if that loop becomes highly automated, scientific and medical development could potentially move much faster than today's human labor dependent process. So at the extreme end, a mature convergence could contribute to things such as medicine, earlier disease detection, highly personalized treatments, more precise drug delivery, advanced prosthetics, regenerative medicine, potentially major improvements in treating some currently difficult diseases. Okay, this thing is only talking about the pros of what could be, but trust me, we're going to get the real dirt and grit, because this thing is not going to become powerful to detect diseases earlier and to fix them. There's no way. Robotics, highly capable surgical systems, autonomous laboratory systems, assistive robots, microscopic or minimally invasive medical devices, nanotechnology, extremely sensitive diagnostics, precisely engineered drug delivery systems, new biomaterials, molecular scale manufacturing techniques, AI, automated scientific research, drug and material discovery, simulation of biological systems, coordination of complex technological systems. The truly transformative part, the important thing isn't that AI, robotics, nanotech medicine equals one super technology. It's each technology becomes an accelerator for the others, right? So that's why people sometimes describe this broader trend as a convergence of technologies or a technological ecosystem. So wait, so you only told me the pros. What are the cons? So absolutely. The downsides could be just as significant as the benefits, especially if AI, robotics, medicine, and nanotechnology become deeply integrated. The key issue is that convergence doesn't just increase capability, it can increase concentration of power, speed, scale, and potential failure modes. Major risks. So potential downside. AI. Wrong decisions can be automated and scaled extremely quickly. Wow. Robotics. Physical systems could execute mistakes in the real world. Medicine. Highly powerful technologies could create new medical risks or unintended biological effects, right? Creating new diseases, new sicknesses, new viruses. Nanotechnology. Nanoscale materials can behave differently from conventional materials, creating difficult to predict environmental or health effects. See, they don't tell you these things. They're just going on a whim. They're waiting to test all this theory on you, the people, right? On us. They don't know yet because I haven't tested it on any humans yet that we know of, right? On a mass scale. So all of this stuff is still waiting to be seen and tested on. You're the experiment, so sign up now. Privacy, continuous health monitoring could produce extraordinarily sensitive personal data, security, employment. Automation could replace or radically change many types of work. Yeah, like replacing all humans. Inequality, advanced treatments and technologies could initially be accessible mainly to wealthy people or powerful institutions. So it's telling you, unless you're rich and got money, you won't be able to afford these super cures. You won't be able to cure your grandmother's Alzheimer's. You won't be able to cure your breast cancer or testicular cancer because you got to pay the money for the fancy AI medicine, right? And to get those nanobots to go up your rear and do whatever they're doing, right? To cure you. Dependence. Society could become heavily dependent on complex technological infrastructure. Of course it is. What do you mean could become? Go look outside. Everyone's fucking face is in a cell phone. Control. Governments or corporations could gain unprecedented capabilities for monitoring and managing populations. You see that? Control. The governments will be able to monitor, manage, and maintain the populations. Human autonomy. Increasing technological assistance could reduce people's ability or willingness to make decisions independently. Right. Just everything, Google, ChatGPT, we've been there for decades already. No one uses their brain. Everyone, since before AI, was like, Google it, Bing, Yahoo, what is it? Can't think. And now it's going to be even worse. And then a systemic failure. Interconnected systems can create cascading failures, one failure potentially affecting many others. The biggest concern, convergence creates multiplication. Imagine 4 independent systems. AI makes an error, limited impact. Robot malfunctions, limited physical impact. Medical system makes an error, patient impact. Nanotechnology behaves unexpectedly, potentially biological, environmental impact. Now imagine all 4 are interconnected. An AI system makes a bad recommendation, a robotic laboratory automatically implements it, a medical system uses the resulting product. Millions of decisions are subsequently informed by the resulting data. The problem isn't necessarily that any individual technology is inherently dangerous. It's that automation plus connectivity plus scale can amplify mistakes. Another major issue, power. There's also a societal question. Who controls the convergence? If a small number of governments or corporations controlled the most advanced AI, robotics, medical data, biological technologies, and nanotechnology, their influence could become enormous, like a god, right? So that raises questions about surveillance, data ownership, access to medical enhancement, algorithmic decision-making, intellectual property, military applications, economic inequality, individual freedom. And there's an important distinction. Some concerns are real and already being studied. Others are speculative, future scenarios. For example, AI-assisted medical diagnosis and robotic surgery are real. Autonomous molecular scale machines capable of independently repairing human cells are much more speculative. So I wouldn't describe convergence as inherently good or evil. It's more accurate to say the more powerful the technology becomes, the more important its safeguards, governance, testing, transparency, and human oversight become. And that's ultimately why the convergence of AI, robotics, medicine, nanotechnology is such a consequential technology development. It could increase humanity's ability to understand, manipulate, and automate biological and physical processes to a degree we've never previously had. Gave us a lot there, but I already know what it's going to converge to do. So they're going to sell you on curing and human advancement through medicine. But once those nanobots get inside of you, the malfunctions, the errors, the mistakes will happen instantly. And what's going to happen is that these nanobots that are converged with AI, with medicine, that have all just extremely powerful, will be able to locate the human soul, right? That's still like theorized, right? Does it exist? Do we have a soul or not? Like, they just stay away from that. But once the AI gets involved and the little micro robots get inside of your stream, they will not be repairing damaged cells. No, they're going to be hunting down your soul and siphoning it from you if you allow it. I promise you, I've been saying this for years, and everything is now looking like this is what's going to be the end result. So let's talk. Let me see the comments. Thank you, Love Butterfly says, you're so right. Sorry, Jordan Stewart says, it's become a very lonely world for me. Fam Canada says, grateful to support you. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else this thing is going to say. So my theory is that once this convergence takes place and we have this extremely powerful ecosystem run, right, of technology, it will be sold as good, as great, as healing, as humans advancing. I believe the nanobots and the AI, once allowed into humans, will be able to locate and siphon the human soul. So yeah, so AI plus robotics plus medicine and nanotechnology will give us highly advanced medical tech. The nanotechnology introduced into the human body, AI interacting with those systems, technology gaining unprecedented access to the human body. The general direction is scientifically conceivable at a broad level. Researchers are already working on AI-assisted medicine, implantable devices, nanoparticles, biosensors, and increasingly sophisticated human-machine interfaces. But that doesn't establish the next part of your theory, the soul part. There is no established scientific evidence that a human soul is a detectable physical entity that nanotechnology or AI could locate, extract, or siphon. You see that? They don't have any scientific anything that a soul even exists, even though we know we have one, right? Unbelievable. So science currently doesn't have a validated instrument for detecting a soul. Not that they want you to know about it. You really think that if they could or did have that information, which I know they do, to locate and to be able to siphon a soul, they'd let the world know that? Can you imagine living in a world knowing that we have a soul and knowing that the governments have the capabilities to take that from you? Things would be different. So obviously that kind of stuff needs to be kept under wraps and forbidden, unspoken of, not possible, right? So if you're developing this as a theory, I distinguish AI, blah, 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 plausible future possibilities. Some technologies may eventually operate inside the human body and interact with biological systems at extremely small scales. Speculative. Those systems could access something corresponding to a human soul. Currently unsupported. Nanobots could locate and extract, siphon a soul. Obviously, that's not going to be out there, but I'm telling you, that's what's going to be possible. So where your idea, so it is my idea, becomes interesting. So the strongest version of the question isn't necessarily, can nanobots steal a soul? It's, what happens to the concept of human identity if technology can continuously monitor, modify, augment, and potentially interface directly with the human body and brain? So this is a legitimate philosophical and technological question. If future technology can interact increasingly deeply with neurons, memories, emotions, cognition, biological processes, and bodily functions, it raises profound questions about where biological humanity ends and technological augmentation begins. And importantly, those questions can be investigated without assuming that the underlying technology is secretly designed to extract souls. It's clearly the mark of the beast. Revelations. If you're connecting the technological convergence to Revelation's mark of the beast, that's a theological interpretation rather than something technology has established scientifically. In Revelation 13:16 to 18, the text describes a mark associated with the beast and says that people cannot buy or sell without it. The passage also connects the mark with the hand and the forehead and with the number 666. I got numbers. They do equal 666. Artificial intelligence created jabs equals 666. I have, where's the rest of them? I have convergence, which equals 666. Angel and machine equals 666. Angels ruled earth equals 666. The fallen angels equals 666. The convergence equals the mark of the beast and the strong delusion. Also, fallen angels return as AI. So that creates an interesting comparison with modern technology because things like biometric identification, implanted medical devices, digital payments, AI, digital identity, and increasingly integrated human-machine technology can resemble aspects of the imagery when viewed through a particular Christian interpretation. No, it just means that if you're not an idiot, you'll see that everything in the world that's happening is directly described in the book of Revelation. It has nothing to do with a particular Christian interpretation and through a different lens. It's like, if you're an idiot, you won't see it. If you're, got the common sense and you're not an idiot, then you'll understand that, yes, we're living in the end times. But there's an important distinction. Revelation doesn't explicitly say AI or nanobots or technology. So those are modern interpretations applied to the text. So likewise, there isn't evidence that current or developing nanotech is capable of detecting or extracting a human soul. So if you're building a theory around Revelation, okay, whatever. Yeah. Well, that information would definitely would never be public. Well, of course, it could be true that some future technologies or capabilities would be kept secret. Duh. So because governments, companies, and research institutions do sometimes classify or restrict information, but that doesn't establish that a particular secret technology exists or that it involves extracting a soul. For your theory, I'd separate 3 levels of claim. Publicly demonstrated. AI, robots, nanotech, implants, biometrics, and advanced medical systems are real and rapidly developing. Reasonable possibility. Some capabilities could exist privately before they become publicly available. What do you mean could? Of course it does. Unverified belief. A hidden system could locate or extract a human soul and constitute the biblical mark of the beast. So the third claim can't be confirmed. Of course, it's not going to be confirmed because that's the one thing they don't want to be confirmed because they need it to take place. And if it's confirmed, then no one's going to take it. You understand? So simply because evidence might supposedly be hidden, of course it's hidden. Otherwise, both the existence and non-existence of the technology become impossible to test, which makes the theory unfalsifiable. So this AI, you're not fooling anyone. You think you're slick, hiding this information. I think I'm done talking to you. We're going to go back to the decodes because that's a lot to take in. And everything, like we didn't need to talk to AI to get any confirmation or realization because I have the decodes, we have the Bible, and we're not stupid, right? We're just talking to AI just to see, just to see what it could say so we know what it's up to, because we do know what it's up to. Unbelievable. What a time. What a weird world that the future can be written in a book called the Holy Bible, that people that choose the path will be able to decode a future that hasn't happened yet and can predict deaths and dates according to this evil thing this is wild. This is absolutely wild. I appreciate all those that have been in here and been commenting from the beginning. Jordan Stewart, you've been awesome. Love Butterfly, Sue Polito, Fam Canada. Yeah, you guys have been great. You guys are truly blessed to be getting this information. A lot of others need to be understanding what's happening in the world, how I'm able to have these decodes that are just mind-blowing, that all fall in line, so interconnected, like a perfect puzzle, right? All the numbers, there's your 1104. And if you know what all these numbers mean, there's your 1331s, there's your dates. You saw this here first, guaranteed the others will take it, but you did see it here first, August 24th, 2026. No, Love Butterfly, I think AI is a joke. We are above it. I just mock it. And I just wanted to release truthful information. I don't care or trust anything that it says, and neither should you. We've gone over the AI military world games. We're getting closer to the mark of the beast. We got an AI Trojan horse, which is nanotechnology. That's why it equals 1008. AI is possessed by angels, the fallen angels. The angels of fornication equals artificial intelligence. So angels of fornication equals 1218, artificial intelligence equals 1218, machine possession equals 1218. The convergence, so the angels did return to earth. There's your 1104, which is hell the Antichrist, 1104, slave of Satan, 1104. They have returned as AI, 1404, the strong delusion, 1404, mark of the beast, 1404, the convergence, 1404. So it's not just the convergence of technology, it's a convergence of the technology with fallen angels. Now this is something we've never seen before. The angels ruled Earth, 666, the fallen angels, 666, artificial intelligence, 1218, the beast system eclipse, 1218, convergence, 666, the convergence, 1404, angel and machine, 666. There's the CERN portal. There's the 8 angels possessing the machines, right? 1331, we've uncovered what takes place. 1331 weeks from September 11th. It's nanotechnology month, right? Nanotech month. Nanotechnology equals 1331. 1331 weeks from September 11th brings us to March 16, 2027. The whole of March is nanotechnology month from the beginning to the end, right? There's going to be worldwide conferences all throughout Asia and Europe to do with nanomedicine, nanotechnology, nano world, nanotechnology, material science, global conferences. It's getting disgusting out here. Tuesday, March 16, 2027 equals nanotechnology. This is unbelievable. Nanotechnology equals 1331 for your 1331 weeks and 1008 for your date. Also equals 1260 for your 1260 days of tribulation. 1331 also equals convergence of all technology. 1331 is Jesus the Messiah. September 11th is 1260. Computer in the sky is 1260. I think I'm done. I've said all I've had to say. I've shown what I've had to show. That's it. The machines, the angels, they're converging. Humans are dividing. So we're done. Have a great day, everyone.